Hi everybody, this is your video for Monday, October 28th. I just wanted to start the day letting you guys know that there are some of you that I have not received your Layers of the Earth review diagram. This was the picture that had like the crust, the mantle, the core on one side, and had the lithosphere and the stenosphere and all of that on the right side. So if your name is up here, please make sure that you get that to me as soon as possible. If you do not hand that in before our test, I won't accept it after the test, which the first test is on Thursday. So I need to get that before Thursday. All right, speaking of Thursday's test, I have removed 6 terms. So now there's only 19 words that you need to study. I have an updated vocab practice test on Schoology, and I'll show you where that is. Right here, when you first come in, at the very top, you're going to see a black folder that says Vocabulary Practice Tests. And if you open that up, Earth's Layer is the very first one. And you'll notice that the terms that I took off are the ones that they had to do with earthquakes and with volcanoes. Honestly, here's the deal. Again, this is the first time that I've taught this unit using the materials that I'm using now, and I realize that I put way too much stuff in here. Earthquakes and volcanoes are not part of our state standards. I just thought it would be kind of fun to learn about them since it all had to do with Earth's layers. You're going to learn a little bit more about waves and earthquakes next year in 8th grade, so you'll get that then. But just for now, I want you to know on the second page, I think it was pyroclastic flow, pyroclastic material, and then all the information about earthquakes like seismology, focus, gosh, I can't remember now what words I took out. Fault. There were 6 total words that I took off. So make sure that you check the new updated vocab test so you know what words I'm leaving on there. I left magma and lava just because that has to do with the crust and with the mantle, so I left that on. I left the seafloor spread, mid-ocean ridge, convergent, divergent, transform boundary. And then the only thing that I kept with volcanoes and earthquakes, volcanic activity that has a lot to do with plate tectonics, so I left that vocabulary on. Viscosity, we talked about that with Earth's crust. And then the word earthquake, I left that because we need to talk about that with plate tectonics too. But all of the detailed words, I took those off. Okay? All right, so make sure that you are studying for your vocab test, which is on Thursday. Okay, there is homework. In today's folder, you're going to see that I have an article. It is to read and annotate the article, Listening to Earth. So this article is a 3-page article, and it talks about this scientist who studies sound in the ocean. And because he's using the sound, the sonar, it helps him kind of paint a picture of what the ocean floor looks like. So he talks specifically about 2 different types of boundaries, convergent and divergent plate boundaries. So I need you to read and annotate in preparation for what we're going to do tomorrow. And then go ahead and study your vocabulary test. Study for your vocab test on Thursday. So when I ask you to annotate, this is what I'd like you to do. Make sure that you are highlighting your vocabulary terms for this unit. And I say go ahead and highlight them in green. If you've got another color, go ahead and use that. I don't care. The color doesn't matter to me. But don't highlight anything else in that color. Vocabulary should just be one color. And then across the top of your article, when you annotate, I want to see what you're thinking as you're reading. So you cannot just highlight. That's not annotating. Annotating means you're writing, like you're underlining things, you're writing notes to yourself, you're restating what was said in the paragraph, you're summarizing, you're maybe drawing pictures of like what are the landforms, or are there earthquakes, yes or no, or whatever. And so I wrote this question at the top of mine, and I want you to copy it at the top of yours. And you're going to write down, what are the differences between convergent and divergent boundaries? So as you read this article, I want you to answer this question, and that is what you're going to do to annotate. Specifically, there are 3 things that I want you to pay attention to. They talk about convergent plate boundaries and what types of landforms are there, whether or not earthquakes occur at the plate boundary, and whether or not there's volcanic activity at the plate boundary. And then the same with divergent boundaries. So this is really good textual evidence that you are going to use to fill out a graphic organizer tomorrow. So I need you to come with this finished and ready to go. All right, today you'll see in today's folder a packet that looks like this. This is just comparing convergent plate boundaries. So the very first page has kind of a space for you to fill in what you think is happening at convergent plate boundaries. So the question is, what interaction is taking place between the plates and the mantle at convergent plate boundaries, and again at divergent plate boundaries? I think this is going to be kind of hard for you to do on your own. And so I would like you to just focus on reading and annotating this article. And then tomorrow when you come back to class, you and I will go over this together, and I'll walk you through the 2 missions that we're going to do in the simulation. Okay? So when you come back, we'll go through that and make sure that you understand what's going on. All right. Take care. Talk to you later.